Here we are again for another episode of Outdoors People. First, there's me, CW Getz, and her, Maya Marzaki. Good afternoon. It's Friday, November 15th, 2024. I'm getting used to it. I have to, good afternoon. Now, I've never said that before. It's always good evening, remember? So that's new.
Yes, that's true. Well, everything pretty much new here, right? Today.
Yeah. How's everybody out there in YouTube land? We haven't been on the air here for, I don't know, has it been 8 months? I think it was, yeah.
Yes, probably.
April.
Oh my God, time flies.
Time does fly. Yeah.
Right?
And you're looking a little, we're both looking a little like, more mature than we were last time. There's a little time. Did I say that politically correct?
Well, you can tell for yourself.
Yeah, right. Yeah, speak for yourself, CW. See a few more wrinkles on that face of mine. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad for you.
I'm not. No, not at all. We've got a lovely, beautiful 55-degree sunny and calm day here in north central Illinois. And kids, that equates to 13 degrees Celsius for the rest of the free world. So what do you got down there? São Paulo, Brazil.
Whoa, I'm so jealous because it's not even summer and here is hotter than there.
Oh, wow.
So here it is 7-8 degrees Fahrenheit for you guys in United States. And for the rest of free world, it means 26 degrees Celsius.
I think that's beautiful weather. I would take 78 degrees. I mean, when you get 75 to 80, that's just ideal. It's t-shirt off, shorts, no shoes.
Yeah. Flip-flops on. Comfort clothes on.
Yeah, absolutely. Mow your lawn, with whatever, beer and whatever. Yeah. It's perfect weather. Absolutely perfect.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. And so we went shopping this morning. Marielle and I went shopping.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. We were like down to no food in the house. It's like, okay, are we gonna have to go to McDonald's or something? Okay, we'll just go to. But it's amazing how many people are in the grocery store at 7 a.m.
Oh, really? 7 a.m.?
I'm telling you, I think some of those people were there probably before that, 6:30. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh! But the question really is, why are you guys
Well, because I had to do this show, first of all, and I had to make sure I was back in time to get my program ready, all my other whatever. But the thing is, I actually discovered that I like going shopping early in the morning. It's nice. And there's not a lot of people. And the people in there are, like older. And Marielle said, I don't think they sleep. Older people don't sleep. We don't have to. Okay. Something to look forward to. But and I have one complaint, and I have to tell you this. I don't know what the deal is if this has turned to gold and it's like this coveted commodity or whatever. Sourdough bread, the bakery at Hy-Vee Supermarket. Yes, in Peru, Illinois. I mean, I went there for 6 weeks now. And every time I get to this, we just sold the last loaf. Either they're making this up or lying to me, or there is, I don't know what's going on, but
maybe that's why people go 7 or 6 in the morning.
Yeah, maybe that's
because they need to buy that, right? And you are already late for it on 7 a.m. That's crazy.
Now I understand they're there for the bread. I mean, I get it.
Right?
It's really good bread, but I'm like, really, this can't be just a coincidence every time. So,
must be a good bread.
it is very good bread. Well, that's my bitch, my latest bitch. But anyway, it's kind of like, I enjoyed the whole, going to the store early. It was
the whole program. Something, I hate doing grocery. I hate that.
Oh, really? See, I love it.
Really.
I love it.
I try to buy everything that I need once in a month to do not go back there because I feel like waste of time.
It's
and then
fine,
when I open my fridge, there is nothing in there. I'm like, oh my God, I should be there yesterday.
Yeah, it's fine with some things, but you can't do that with produce. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Everything goes bad in about a week. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, too.
Oh, I love it. Life is tough, isn't it, man? So, anyway.
I wish all my problems was like that.
Well, yeah. Me too. Well, let's meet tonight's guest, shall we? Or today's guest, I should say, shall we? Expert ski instructor Andrea Hamilton is the event coordinator at a popular ski and snowboard shop in Bellevue, Washington. She also owns and publishes a snow forecast newsletter called Powder Poobah. Collaborating with its founder, Larry Schick, their work keeps Pacific Northwest skiers and snowboarders informed and engaged. Andrea is also the founder of a dynamic popular event called Women's Outdoor Connection. The event was established in 2023 for the purpose of empowering women to connect, build self-confidence, and to provide an opportunity to adventure outdoors with other women. Women's Outdoor Connection also raises money for Mary's Place in King County, Washington, a nonprofit organization that helps families experiencing homelessness to get the help they need. Public relations and marketing expert Liz Galloway grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah. While attending universities in Utah, Liz enrolled in international online programs while living overseas. She earned degrees in pre-law aviation administration and business and hospitality. In addition to being a licensed massage therapist, Liz is certified in yoga, group fitness, RYA essential navigation and seamanship, and as a jungle guide by the International Association of Wilderness Guides. Liz has been in the international travel and tourism industry for over 20 years, focused in the field of public relations and marketing. Liz has also been involved in luxury wellness and medical tourism, both domestically and internationally. And with that, welcome to the show, ladies.
Hi, I'm Andrea Hamilton, founder of the Women's Outdoor Connection. It's a unique conference for women who want to meet people outside of their normal circle. Through my jobs as a ski instructor and event coordinator at a ski shop, I've gotten to know some amazing outdoor groups who lead events, classes, and trips for women. We have groups that cover nearly every outdoor experience you can think of. This is for any woman who's ever thought, I'd love to try that, but who would I go with? Women get to meet people who lead the fun, they get to ask questions, and find a group that suits their style. It's a great experience to help these connections happen.
And now I can say with that, welcome to the show, ladies. I said that too soon. I'm like, nope, messed up already. So how you doing?
Good.
Hi, everybody.
Good. How's your weather? You're both in Washington. How is the weather in Washington? Anything like the Midwest?
I'm in Washington. It's about 45 and gray and drizzly, which is fine.
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Typical Seattle for this time of year.
Yeah. So, and are you guys live near each other? Am I right?
Yes.
Kind of.
Seattle.
I mean,
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Well, yes or not?
Yeah.
Do you go to the same supermarket like we do, or no? I mean, is this
Like, yes.
I
30
love it.
minutes without traffic.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not
Okay,
bad.
yeah.
Mustang
pretty good.
774. Hello, all. Great to see the show back on your. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's very cool. Yeah, and we took a little long, or a little bit of a hiatus, I guess, if you will. So, and thank you. Appreciate it. Glad that you joined us today.
Yeah, and today we are back with a really good reason with those two rock stars.
Yeah.
So it's really good to be back with those amazing ladies. I was very impressed when you were reading, like, oh my gosh, they do all of that? How come? Are they 100 years old?
Yeah.
How do you guys handle doing all of that? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. You guys are both rock stars for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's like, these days, like everybody does 20 different things. What the new term is called the portfolio career that we enjoy, because we have got like all these different verticals of things and your passions. So I think it's really great to, one, connect with you guys as well for the conversation, but also just be here to support and connect. When I connected with Andrea about her outdoor women's connection event, because in the last one that just happened went amazingly well.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. It looked like you guys had a lot of fun at this last event.
Yeah, right. We need to go there next time, CW.
I think we should do a remote. We should do a remote. I love it. Hey, Andrea, you got company. Who's busted on the party? I love it.
That is my dog going out the door.
Oh, okay. Hey, the party's
cute.
arrived. The band, you guys set up over
had to
there.
get
I love
out.
it. Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, we should introduce our newest and bestest buddy, Ian Powell,
Yeah.
who is our new engineer. There he is. Ian, say hi, can you?
Hey, how are you?
There
How's
you are.
everyone?
His father was my bass player some years ago, and in the band when I used to have some hair and all that kind of
Another
stuff.
life, right?
And it wasn't great. Whatever I had wasn't great. So yeah, well, Ian,
Thanks for having me here.
thanks for being here, and thanks for doing. You did fantastic already right off the bat. I would have messed that all up. That's why I'm not doing what I said. Let's get Ian here. Let's hire him, man. He'll be perfect. And you are.
Yes, please.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, all right, Maya Marzaki, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, so I was so excited to do tonight's show or today's show. Here for me, it's night already. But anyways, so because I really love how now we can connect with people and how sports is part of our lives. And here in Brazil, we always try to make the community bigger. And actually, the first time I met CW in person was in a girls' rock climb event. So we are always doing some stuff here. So I'm very happy to have you girls here. Thank you very much. And where did the idea of women's outdoor connection begin?
About 5 or 6 years ago, I attended something that was similar, and I always had the vision that I would recreate it in a larger space. And so it was a gathering of about a dozen different women's outdoor groups, and I went back to the ski shop and I said, "Oh, we should do this." And I didn't get around to it, but a couple of years ago I did, and we nailed it. And then I got to meet Liz at the second event in May. And she was walking around, and I saw her 3 or 4 times, and I just had to stop and say, "Hey, who are you?"
Well, and what did she say when you said that? Hey, who are you?
Who are you? What are you doing in my event?
Yeah. I love it.
Well, I mean, I think I had I was just soaking everything in and, taking up all the brands and the vendors that were there, and just the breakouts we had where everybody kind of led and spoke about their individual local organizations, which are nonprofit, some not. And I just was fascinated because most of them I had never heard of. I didn't know it was there. So I'm kind of like the perfect example of someone of the audience that Andrea is trying to attract and bring in and let people know about this knowledge. And then we connected on the back end side with the PR and the marketing and getting the word out there and, making this event bigger for her as well.
And I'm curious, what type of things are all involved with creating an event like this? I mean, it seems like it would be a lot. Right?
Oh, logistics.
Everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Really.
I gave myself a new job, and it was a bigger job than I was planning. But it really started with getting some of the key groups that I knew I wanted because they have a big following and they've been around for a while. So really it was starting with the key groups and then picking a date. And then everything else kind of just falls together.
Really?
In a good way.
Yeah, it would be like, oh my God, I would be probably overwhelmed.
Right.
With something like, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking, and you had people helping you. It wasn't just you. I mean, Liz, obviously, right? And I mean, I had a great team. My cousin has a background in leadership and development and training, corporate level training, and another woman from last year offered to help. So the event that we just had was phenomenal. The breakout sessions were really popular, and people didn't want to step away from their group. They wanted more, and the speaker panel was really, really well designed. The flow, these 2 professional women who do directing and training people, they led the flow, and it was amazing. So that was the one really great thing that came out of this event just a month ago, is that people really got more value instead of just meeting new people and groups, but they got more value and had a chance to ask more questions. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
pretty cool. And talking about that, what type of response did you receive from the first event?
Oh, it was phenomenal. Because it was the first time. I mean, I've never gone to a thing like this except the little one that I went to. But the response was really excellent from the attendees and from several of the group leaders. And they were just pumped and they said, we want to do it again. And so I did it in May, but now it's just going to be October because once a year is enough.
Yeah. I can imagine. I mean, that's a big deal. And you do that. How long does it take you to put on? I mean, how long does it take you to organize each event? I know you're going to do every year now, but
pretty much
each one of
year,
those
right?
now. What? Yeah. I mean, does it take you? When do you start? A month before? I'm sure before that.
Yeah.
No
like
way.
Right. Yeah. June.
For
June.
October.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
I can imagine.
May, June, July was really busy, right, Liz? Liz is doing a big thing.
Yeah.
In December. It takes a lot, but for this event, I had an amazing team. We had Monday morning meetings.
Oh.
We had people that helped me do follow-up and managing my to-do list.
You gave it a name, Andrea. You shared that with us, and I think it's funny. I mean, I have named automobiles.
Yeah, I think I told you.
Drum sets, but never tasks like that or whatever.
I think I told you it was Wanda, but it's Wendy. So I gave the event the nickname Wendy because there's a W.
Yes.
Because I just say Wendy. I know Wendy can pay her bills next year. I know Wendy is growing. And she needs the support and the help, and she needs the village. So it's Wendy.
Now, Liz, do you refer to as Wendy as well, or how does that work?
No. I mean, she did have I love the team that she had this year, and even the socials that were blasted out, just like so much more attention, focus on the socials and the reach, and that was great. But no, I didn't call it Wendy or anything like that.
I love it. If everybody refers to that, yeah, exactly. I think it's funny.
Well, that's how stressful is making event happen, right? You call yourself with other names, you create another personality. That's how you go crazy. But what is nice, it is that we have so many good people working with you, and we are never doing anything alone, right? If we want to do it good, we need people. So that's cool. And I'm sure many things happen that were not planned. So do you girls have any story to share about something that took the place during the event?
I'll hand that off to Liz and see what she has from May. Otherwise,
anything unexpected well, on that time, that was my first time attending the event. And I had just come across it, I think probably in social media. And I didn't even plan on going. I literally walked in that day, bought my ticket at the door. I was like, oh, let me try this out. Let's see what this networking is. And I love the outdoors. You guys know I love the extreme adventure stuff. So and it all was smooth. It was very busy. Everybody had a lot going on. But I don't think there was anything that came across that was unintended or anything that went awry, at least from my perspective as an attendee. At that time, I was just, kind of from the outside looking in and enjoying all the benefits of it. There was great food, great conversation. And I think one of the whole points of this, especially in the Seattle area, there's so many women-led initiatives. And this was just one of those places where women could come together in a really safe space, open, welcoming, transparent, and then just have these conversations and support each other. So for me, that was part of the reason for me being there. And it's also part of why I do outdoors and why I also do events that support other women as well that are, so it was kind of like a nice blend.
Was it like a moment, like a thing where you just went, oh, wow, that is the coolest that happened?
I think just finding out about groups that I didn't even know were in Seattle that I could join. Like I could go wakeboarding with a group of ladies and
there you go.
Jump on. I could go, learn to sail in a different way with local sailors in the area. Or what are some of the other groups, Andrea, that were there that are super popular?
I mean, it was an array, but there's a couple of things that stood out to me. One is the group leaders. You know, many are nonprofits, but not all. But the group leaders now, they know each other. So this woman, Erica, who runs Seaster Northwest PNW, and she's sailing and paddleboarding. And so now Erica, the Aqua woman, is connected with Annette, who is the Snow woman. And so now they know each other.
Very cool.
Which is really wonderful. And they can share resources or send people in different directions. I met a gal a month ago, and she, through the event in May, met those two groups. She met the sailor and the skier, and she's now volunteering for both of these groups. And this young gal is in her late 20s. And so she never knew about these groups. Another really cool moment, I think, in May was the woman who I used to work for. Her mother came. Her mother's in her middle 80s. And so her mom decided to volunteer at our local Center for Wooden Boats, which is on Lake Union in Seattle. So she learned about the volunteer opportunity with the boating community, which is really cool. So there was all those little sparkly moments that happened. There were so many more.
Yes, that's pretty cool. Like the best part of all of that, even doing sports or doing those kind of events, is the connections you make. And you know that you make people make the connection, right? And in the end of the day, it is about people, right? That's why we have outdoors people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just thinking the same
right?
thing.
Yeah. Because it is about people and the things we share with each other, right?
I mean, you got to be going to bed at night thinking, man, I feel good about that. I feel good about creating, a situation where, people can connect that would have never otherwise had the opportunity to do that. So,
yeah. I mean, so one other really cool opportunity from last May is that two of my friends who are volunteers, they met this woman, Carly Cahoon, who attended the event. Carly, it turns out, did her master's thesis on women in the outdoors and body image and leadership. So while I was sitting having a meeting with Carly this summer, here's Liz. Liz walks by. Yeah. And so they got to meet, and they're both from Utah. So, I mean, that connection is really cool, Liz, right?
Yeah, it was a really weird kismet moment where we just all kind of met up and then had so much in common in conversations. And now we all keep in touch as well. And we're all connected now in different ways.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. I mean, that's a very cool thing. And still, how did you come up with this? I mean, I know, you were asked that question and you answered, but I'm like, I don't know. Things like that don't just go, I'm going to start a women's group or I'm going to start an event.
Yeah, and I don't want to lead a women's group. It's not what I want to do. But I attended an event like this in 2017, and there's a group. It's a national group. They're called She Jumps.
Okay.
And so their goal is to get women and girls of all ages outdoors on snow, hiking, all of it. And so She Jumps hosted this event at a Patagonia shop in Seattle. And there were about 10 or 12 groups, and they had a little table, and it was like a wine and cheese thing. And I just walked away inspired. Because I meet people all the time, and they say, well, I go snowboarding with my boyfriend, or I don't know anyone who goes hiking because my husband doesn't hike anymore. And I would be at the shop, and I'd say, I would just write down the name of the groups. And so I've just learned over the years that there's all these groups. And I never knew about them before I got into my job. I didn't know. I mean, I knew about business networking and mom groups,
But it's quite a different it's quite a different thing, though. If you think about it, it's like, this is not, those are not like, hey, let's go hike together or let's go snowboard or something, whatever. Yeah, that's kind of that was ingenious. I love it. That's
right.
Great.
And I feel like we need to do that because we are into those sports and we know how hard it is to start. And many people come and say, hey, I would like to do that, but I don't know how. And we were in this position as well, right? I didn't rock climb before because I didn't know one that climbs. And here in my city, we have a community, right?
Mhm.
And I was hiking alone. And then when you have those events, it's like the beginning of a new start, right? Because you can go there and meet people and go outside of the box of the group of people you usually meet. And it is your like co-workers, your family, your boyfriend. So yes, it's very, very, very important that people like you do that.
Yeah, I would agree.
The world,
one of
not
the
just for the
things-
outdoors community, for the world.
Yeah. Well, what I think is, it's amazing how like outdoors people are always, they seem to be more welcoming and more open than maybe some other,
I
because
agree.
they're always, right? We're always welcoming other people in because
Yeah.
I mean, and I forget sometimes when like I'm doing adventure stuff that it's so normal to me, but there's a lot of people who are total beginners that don't know, they are afraid, they do feel unsafe or they're unsure or they're right. So this is kind of a great opener for that, because you forget that like a lot of people are intimidated by those certain things because they're in a beginning spot. And when, when you've been doing it for a while, you kind of forget that sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is, I think when, and there are people who say, yeah, I would love to be able to camp or go do like what you guys do. And for a week. And what I've done is said, why don't you come with us? And they're like, no, I couldn't do that. I don't even know what a tent. I go, well, I got
It's not for me, right?
I got 11 of them. You want to borrow one? I think I can spare one for, and you get them into it. And they always seem to comment, like you just said, Maya. It's the friendliest group of people that I've ever been around. It's like, wow, everybody's so inviting and welcoming. And yeah, I think that is very true. So, yeah. I don't know if you guys mentioned this, and if you did, I apologize. How many attendees do you usually get at this event?
Well, actually, the first one, which was last October 2023, I was blown away because we had 175 people that bought tickets.
Oh, wow.
And in May, the attendance was much lower because it was a sunny day after it had been raining for several days. So our attendance that May was about 125 tickets.
Okay.
But just a month ago, we had 200 people and 20 groups and 40. So
that's awesome.
30 in the room. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's like what it was 100%. What's that? You just doubled everything, right?
I was pretty excited. And we raised $2,000 for Mary's Place. And I had a carload of stuff that I dropped off, like jackets and blankets.
That's
so
awesome.
that was fun because like 500 was in cash. I said, hey, here's some cash.
Here you go. Yeah. You put it in the brown paper bag. Exactly. I love it.
Look at the rain.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. You said, well, we asked you what was all involved, but have there ever been any moments, and I guess, Andrea, this is kind of your baby. This is where it started. Were there any, was my favorite, remember this, Maya, woulda, shoulda, coulda moments that you said, if I woulda, shoulda, coulda. That's my favorite.
I wish that my sister had been here for the before the October event because she's very good with logistics and with my printer, my not the printing company, but my printing machine. So she's my tech help. And really, what I really need, woulda, shoulda, is get the word out to the younger generation, high school, maybe a little bit of grade school, but that high school age and 7th, 8th grade, where we lose people because they're doing basketball and volleyball, but these are sports that you grow into. You can keep doing them. Yeah. So that's my goal. Liz can help me figure that out.
Well, I would say I should have, and we had this conversation earlier, and events are always like this as well, right? And as soon as this is over, Andrea, like our conversations are going to start again of like, now how do we get the word out? It's literally going to start like right away again, because what we were talking about is more media, more information, more having those people in our local area from, the local shows, TV, radio, podcasts and stuff, get the word out and help getting it out. And that's, I would say doing that sooner, but that's always something that's no matter what you're doing. Right.
Yeah. And Liz got me here, and Liz got us a spot on our local TV. And so those were really exciting.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's what I should have.
Well, Liz, thank you for that. Liz has to go, and you're going to be on the NBC Evening News, as I understand. That's what you're heading to next. Was it
well,
Lester
not
Holt?
quite that one. Good Morning America. No,
Good Morning America.
But you never know where you'll see me, where I'll pop up CW.
No,
I'm everywhere.
Well, listen, we want to thank you for joining us here, and appreciate you coming on with us. And good luck with Lester. Or no, Good Morning America. Who was on that? I forget. Like Michael's on there.
Oh
So,
yeah. It was great having this conversation with you guys. I know you guys are going to kill it, and you've got much more awesome things to talk about after I'm gone. So
yeah, we're going to talk about Andrea's newsletter next. So, but thank you, Liz. Appreciate it. Great seeing you again.
Thank you very much. See you. Well.
Yes.
That's too bad, but we have our view now, all your attention. So
There you go. There you go.
Did it.
let's keep doing. So you also do like more stuff, right? You're a busy lady.
Yeah.
So tell us about the newsletter you write.
Well, so it's called the Powder Poobah is the business, and we write the Powder Alert, which is a snow forecast for the Pacific Northwest. And so Larry Schick is the lead. He's the founder. He was nicknamed the Powder Poobah years ago. He's an avid skier, but he was the lead chief meteorologist on our local King 5 here, NBC, for many, many years. And so I've known Larry since 2016, and he wanted to retire. So I bought the company. And so now I pay Larry and this other guy, Michael, and we send out 60 emails during the ski season. And we have about 10,000 people that I email twice a week.
Wow.
Oh.
And it's really fun. I mean, Larry's a character.
20,000 emails, 10,000 people, and you do that twice a week. Like my grade school math from Malden, Illinois. 20,000 emails.
Yeah. So between 7,000 and 8,000 people open it each time I send it,
Wow.
which is pretty remarkable. And so because I have that database, that's really what kicked off me wanting to do the event. Because I thought, I could do this on my own because I email all these people. Yeah. And so some of the people that attend are from that database, but a very small percentage.
Really? And still, so these are really basic. Most of these people are new.
Like
They're
new
not
people.
that
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I was going to tell you, like, I could queue for your all those emails, right? All those connections you have in your database.
We can send them down to you to go climbing.
There you go. Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Right. We should plan something here, right? You bring your people and we organize a Brazilian girls outdoor trip.
Yeah, you did. Remember, just like the last one, the climbing one. Yeah.
Right.
When CW went down. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's the one.
I need a sponsor and get a ticket.
Absolutely. You know, and it's funny. It's funny that you can literally see. Now, I'm not very tech savvy, but you can literally see when these people open those emails. Am I right?
Yeah.
Interesting. That kind of scary a little bit, actually. But
they know everything.
I was talking about something the other day. It was insurance, and all of a sudden, all these ads came up for like your auto insurance. I go, really?
Oh yeah.
So I guess maybe that's not so surprising. It shouldn't be so surprising for me.
Yeah.
So when you send these emails out, do these people have to respond to this, or is it more of a public service announcement?
Yes.
Within that community, so to speak.
Yes. So we have, it definitely, they subscribe to the newsletter. Okay. We have sponsors who pay. So basically I sell advertising.
Oh.
and it's
Nice.
attached to the snow forecast.
So they're exposed to Coca-Cola or whoever I'm saying is adding, or advertising, but yeah, right. So what, for example, what does one of these newsletters sound like? Do you have something you can just rip right off your, on your head, or no?
I'd have.
She's going to pull one up, Maya. Watch her. This is great.
It's
I've never heard of such a thing. I've really never. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, gosh. Well, what's been actually really fun is because it's a small business and I run it. I don't do podcasting, but I'm looking over here at my screen.
Yeah.
Last year with Larry, who's our awesome guy, Larry and we did 5 different Zoom sessions, and he talks about the weather for about 20 minutes, and he has a PowerPoint slide deck with pictures of atmospheric rivers and the Pineapple Express. Wow. And he talks about El Nino, which is when we don't get snow. This year in the Northwest, well, we're in a La Nina season, so he explains all the meteorological science about La Nina. And we had last year we had about 200 people that logged on for one of the Zoom sessions. And that's when the first one we had people that couldn't get on, and that's when I learned that we had 100 people limitation.
Interesting.
So some people were a little bit bummed, but
did he go to school to be a weatherman, or is that, how does he know that stuff, or is he just
he did. He actually was raised in California. He was a surfer boy. And then
weatherman. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And actually 2 years ago, I think last year or the year before, Larry turned 70 and he got to ski and surf during the month of his birthday.
Oh, wow.
So he was pretty happy about that. But he went to school in Utah, and that's when he was introduced to skiing. And then he's got a really funny about how he kind of finagled his way into a job at a news station calling the weather.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How does one do that, by the way? That sounds like a cool gig.
I gotta get you on. I gotta get you on a call with Larry because he's hilarious.
Let's get Larry on the show here. Okay. Let's send him a link and we'll get him right on here. It's free.
So I can read. Okay.
Let's talk to him. He sounds great.
So a couple weeks ago, we sent out an email about a healthy round of snow coming. And he says, another healthy round of snow will fall over the Cascades on Monday with moderately low snow levels near 3,000 to 4,000 feet. It's going to be a mixed bag with deepest snow on the upper slopes. He says the good news, it's been consistently cold enough for snowmaking in some areas to start filling in the gaps. And he talks about the atmospheric river, the fragile snowpack, and then he's just a really cool guy. And
it sounds like he makes it sound interesting. Like there's enough snow to fill up these gaps, and it's like he's told a little bit of a story instead of just.
Larry's cool. Yeah, and I've done a couple events as Powder Poobah, representing. But Larry wasn't there, and people go, "Where's Larry?"
There you go.
I'm so sorry, Larry's not here. Or they'll come by and they go, "I love Larry. I love it. I love Larry."
So Larry's a rock star. I mean, yeah.
We need to do another show with both of you guys.
I'm thinking too. Let's get.
I like him already.
Yeah. Here's his. Here's our.
I love that. Look at, they got a logo and everything. See, that's just like Fred Flintstone. That's exactly what that. I love that. What is it? A water buffalo or no? What is it supposed to be?
It's the Poobah hat.
But what was the Poobah? What was that supposed to be from? Like a water buffalo?
That was their lodge group.
Yeah,
I forget what it was called.
Wasn't it from an animal like the water buffalo thing? Or
maybe, but the Poobah goes back before the Flintstones, though.
Yeah. That's so cool. I love it. Larry sounds cool.
Yeah, but it makes sense. He knows how to see the weather if he was a surfer, because outdoors people need to learn how to read the weather. So that's
outdoors
pretty
people
cool.
do.
Right?
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, so and I love this letter thing, by the way. And he started this when it was and you gave me a sheet. Was it How long ago did he start?
About 27 years ago, he started doing a forecast for Ski Washington.
Okay.
And then I'm not sure how long, I'm not sure when he broke apart from Ski Washington or they dwindled, and I'm not sure what they were, but then he started his own forecast, the Powder Alert, with his own domain name. So we have thepowderpoobah.com on Instagram and Facebook. And he's just, now he only writes about 12 or 15 campaigns during the year so that he can ski. And then Michael writes the rest, but we send 52 to 60 during the season.
Wow. Now, I remember seeing, and we're going to look at some pictures here, but because that is Maya's very favorite part of this whole entire program.
Yes, mine here today.
But I mean, you get people skiing up there. I mean, for this event, during this event, you're skiing. So apparently you're getting snow in October up there.
You can't ski in October.
Okay,
no.
Well then I'm confused. I'm back to the confused.
Well, there's not enough to run the lifts yet. So like Thanksgiving, we'll be lucky to get a couple areas open. It'll be early season conditions.
Okay, because I thought I saw again. Sometimes I see things that aren't there, but that's a whole other subject. But the women were in skis and they were all together. Was that part of the event or no? Maybe not.
That's just what I do.
Oh,
those are my lifestyle pictures.
That's what that was. And I saw the picture and I'm thinking, oh yeah, how do they do it? These get snow early there in Washington, but that wasn't from the event. That makes a lot more sense now. I understand.
Yeah, and the event, even though it's October or it was May, the groups do events all year round. So, I mean, some of them do, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But, so now we'll just do October, which means people just get to meet the groups that do something all the time. Like we have people that surf the Washington coast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like really, for real.
Surfing. Women's surfing groups. Yeah.
Wow.
They love it.
I love it. Wow, you got to do some of this, man. You're like one of those people that does a little bit of everything anyway.
Yeah. I don't do snow sports because I do not have snow here in Brazil. But when I was in Canada, I was like, oh my gosh.
Really?
And I love it. I love it very much. I used it to do like skateboard here in Brazil. So when I got in the snowboarding, I was like, whoa, I love it that so much. I love it.
I think we need to do remote for one of these.
Right? I wish I could live like United States. Then I can enjoy the summer sports and then the winter sports. Because here in Brazil, it's summer all day long, all year long.
Yeah. You're missing a whole half,
right?
Of outdoor events just because you don't have snow to have fun in. I know, right? I mean, and that's true. You never think about that, but you guys are a little deprived in that way because you don't have winter sports there. So, yeah.
No, we need to go to like Chile, Argentina, and it is pretty close. We can go by car as well, actually.
Yeah.
But I don't have those days off.
Well, I don't feel sorry for you, though, because you have killer fruit down there. I'm telling you, the fresh fruit is just amazing. And so, we'll trade you the winter sports for the fruit any day if you can make that happen.
Yes, I love the food here and my fruit.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. It's sad when you go to the grocery store here and you see what a dragon fruit looks like. You already know what one looks like in Brazil, and then you look at this sorry excuse for what they have. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're still from Brazil, but they were just underdeveloped because they go, we got to get them to before they spoil. But I don't know. Maybe. All right. Yeah. So, Mr. Ian, we're going to call up some. Let's take a look at some photos that.
Oh my gosh!
There we go.
That is so the woman in the middle that's not laying down is Annette. Annette Diggs learned how to ski about 6 years ago, and now she's a level 2 instructor, which means she's certified. And she created this group called Edge Outdoors, and she brings together women of color, all ages, to get into snow sports. The cool thing that she does is she does fundraising to provide scholarships for girls and women who want to compete. And Annette has such an interesting story because she got outdoors a little bit, but she went to Stevens Pass, our local spot, and she wanted to see more people like herself. So she hit up the mountain and she said, you're going to, basically teach me how to teach. And I want to see more people like me.
Yeah.
And she's now in Washington State. She's got partnerships with Burton Snowboard, and she's in 3 other resorts, Taos, New Mexico, Steamboat. Anyway, people want her and her group on their mountains, which is really amazing. And she works full time as a microbiologist.
Whoa.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
She
Just rock
looks like a
stars.
very happy person,
She's adorable.
She does.
Yeah,
Like she's having a
should
great
be
time.
smile.
Yeah, right.
And so Annette has come to each of the 3 events that I've done.
Cool.
She's awesome.
That's
Who's
pretty
next?
cool. We need to do that, CW.
Oh, I know.
Okay,
Oh,
so this is
That's what I
Maya's
like.
yeah.
Very
there you
good.
go, Maya. So this is Vertical World, which is a place in Seattle and Linwood, local. And so the woman and her husband who own this indoor rock climbing, she's one of our sponsors, but she also is one of the co-leaders for a women's mountain biking group
Wow.
called Crank Sisters. But several of the groups who have attended the event do indoor rock climbing events for girls and women, just to get them out. One of the groups, Sisters in Action Sports, they do a monthly event for all ages. And the rock climbing gyms in our area, indoor is great because, basically because of our weather.
Yeah.
And so that's one of, and that rock climbing is just, the indoor is fun. It's just fun.
Is it
Right,
now?
Maya?
Do these things look the same in Brazil as they do in America, or well, I should say in America as they do Brazil? Maya, are these like those little things you grab onto the rocks? Are they all kind of universal around the world? Look the same? Because
Yeah, it is. Of course, people do some like different things to grab, like the colorful ones.
Okay.
But pretty much their rules are the same. It's kind of international, like setting rules.
Okay. I see a Grapple rock in there. You see that where that guy's at?
Oh, yeah.
I love that. That's cool.
Your fave color.
Oh, this is one of our groups, Sisters in Action Sports. She, a lot of them do hiking. And so this is just a picture from one of the hiking groups that they did. Several of these guys, they do day hikes, 2 to 4 day trips.
Wow.
One of the breakout actually in our October event, we did a breakout session on rock climbing, and we also did one on hiking and camping. And in our hiking camping breakout session, it was awesome because my cousin and this other woman led that session. And this one lady, Cindy, she's a volunteer ranger guide for Snoqualmie Pass, where she leads hikes and snowshoe trips. So it was just, anyway, I don't go hiking, but here's a day hike, fun day.
Oh, wow. Yeah, very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
you girls are everywhere. That's crazy.
Here's Crank Sisters. So in the pink tent, these are Crank Sisters, which is part of a really big biking group in the Pacific Northwest. But inside of that group, they have this women's group where they will do classes for different levels and events for women only. But they also do a lot of co-ed classes. But one of the things that has come up that I've learned more about by meeting a lot of these group leaders is that the reason why these women-only events are so important is because many women are coming out of a really difficult or bad relationship. And some women are currently in a relationship that's not the best, and their partner or spouse doesn't actually want them going to any co-ed events. So when there's a woman-only event, it's safer for a lot of people just to be able to feel comfortable.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, that's something we really need to talk about, and
Yes.
we haven't, right? It's really important to create those safe space for women. And I can speak as a Brazilian girl because here is a dangerous and sexist country. So
Yeah.
we don't feel safe just going out there and like travel alone and or find a new outdoors group if I don't know anyone. But if it is a girls group like I'm in, and girls who are afraid of go, they go if it is a girls only group.
Yes.
And also that's a really important point that you talked also. Some girls have no like good partners, and they need to explore and go out there and meet new people. So that's very, very, very important, right?
Yeah, I had an awkward moment at an event that, a couple dads and an uncle were kind of joking about, why does it have to be women only? And I said, I don't want to make you feel bad, but here's what I have learned. And I just really would like to share it with you. And I told them that. And I said, I just need you to know this, that it's not man bashing. It's not trying not to be around guys, but it's a real life thing. And we don't think about it. I had never thought about it until someone actually said it out loud. But anyway.
Yeah.
It's my opportunity to get to do this. Oh my gosh, this is
I love this picture.
Group.
This is cool. Yeah.
This is so cool. So this is out in Puget Sound. There's this woman, Erica Lichty, and she started this group called Seaster PNW, Pacific Northwest, and she has her 100-ton license to drive huge ships, and is from the maritime industry, but needed and wanted to get out of it because it was an unsafe community, and had a lot of challenges trying to get through that. And so since then, she has started this group, which is a nonprofit to bring more women of all ages into sailing, but not only sailing, but also paddleboarding and maritime education and conservation. So she also has an educational component, and through her fundraising helps obtain scholarships so that more women can take some of these adventures.
Cool.
That's so cool. That's so cool. You girls are rocking in there. Really?
They are. Look at them. Oh, this is cool. So paddleboarding out here is great, but this is Eastern Washington, a paddleboarding trip. There's this gal, Shannon Mayer, and she runs a group called Girls with Grit. And so it's a business. I know, it's cool. It's a business for her. It's not a nonprofit, but she does all year round adventures. She does paddleboarding, skiing, mountain biking, trail running. She does all different states, not just Washington. And she also runs a cowgirl camp because she's got a friend with a ranch. How cool is that?
Wow.
That's awesome. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Girls.
Yeah.
So they're standing up front in the big hat. And one thing I've also learned that we all know during life is that everyone has some kind of a story, an adversity or a challenge that they have come through. And Shannon herself has one, getting through cancer and having different family situations, and has created a really wonderful business. And this is just a cool picture. I want to do cowgirl camp next year.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know what, Ian, go back to, if you wouldn't mind, can you go back to the last photo? I'm going to ask, is that me or is it me? Is that water that clear?
Yeah,
that's true.
It's the Yakima River. It might be Utah, but she did a big Utah trip, but I think that's Yakima, Washington.
I mean, for a river, that's like almost unheard of. They're never that clear, at least not here.
Really?
I mean, most places are pretty dirty, actually. I mean, rivers, moving water, it's just going to stir up a lot of mud and stuff like that. But that's
the organic stuff in the river.
Yeah,
right?
the only one that I can tell you, like Maya, and I don't know if you have this sort of thing down there, but there is one river that I have been to that was absolutely pristine, and that was the Buffalo River in Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, yeah, and I mean, it was clear. We were standing; it was up to our necks at that point. It was absolutely clear. And I'm like, I've never seen a river like that before. But yeah, I thought that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here. Okay, this is my sport, skiing. So this is Sisters in Action Sports. We call them SAS.
Yeah.
And Pam is the founder. She's the gal in the middle in the Yeti outfit. And so Sisters in Action Sports, they do year-round snow, hiking, mountain biking. She puts on some really cool events for youth that like to skateboard. So she's really active in the community, helping get together skateboard activities and fund the skateboarding parks for kids. And so this is at our local mountain.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's
Very
Pam
cool.
and her team. This is the event in October. This is interesting. So this woman is Chloe. I think it's Chloe. So one of the things that I think is a really interesting topic, it's not really an outdoor activity or adventure, but it's forest bathing, which is basically the science of being outside and what it does for our body chemistry, serotonin, helping avoid depression, things like that. So this woman is a co-founder of a business in Seattle, and they have a team of certified forest guides that lead walks, and basically it's mindfulness and learning about being outdoors and how it can help us.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And how is she demonstrating that? I mean, like what she actually, I'm seeing some, what is that? She's got her hand on top of there.
That, I don't know what that is. It looks like a pitcher that maybe has water in it, but then she had up front, she has some essential oils and
Yeah,
I don't know what's in the cups.
But
anyway, yeah, go ahead, Maya.
No, I feel like the idea is make you feel how it is to be there. So the smell, the texture, like stuff like that, the humidity.
Interesting.
I feel like it is like something like that.
Yeah. And so it's called forest bathing, which is a translation of the Japanese practice of, I guess, being mindful outdoors. But she led a breakout session. She did 2 of them. And I sat in on one with about a dozen women. And then the second one, she had about 25 women for her second session, just learning and talking about the science of being outdoors.
Very cool.
That's so cool. That's pretty
And
cool.
there's our speaker panel. Our speaker panel, the woman in red is Deborah Edwards, who I met through a book study group, and she's from South Carolina. She is a Chopra-trained Ayurveda meditation specialist.
Oh, wow.
She's just so cool.
Whoa.
It is, but she helps people just be, kind of woo-woo, centered with yourself. But it was compelling. Her background was compelling enough for me to just burst out on a phone call and say, can you come out to my event? Because what she had said is, if I had had the skills and the knowledge of what I have now when I was corporate America, I would have done much better during the time that my parents had just died. And I would have had a much better experience knowing what I know. And I said, oh my gosh, can you come out? And so she was one of our speakers. And then the woman in the middle is Severia. She is from Washington, but lives in Oregon. And she runs a business called Adventure Us Women. And she leads trips from everywhere from, Canada, Yosemite, and hiking in Portugal.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. Or I think a month ago, she was in Finland, somewhere up there.
Very cool.
She needs to bring people to Brazil.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Love it.
Here's some gals that run one of the awesome groups called Shred It Sisters. and they do snow and mountain biking, and they support a lot of these other nonprofit events. And they say, hey, y'all, let's all go meet and drive out to this, snowboarding thing. And so they'll all rally and go help support and attend some of these big events that the groups put on.
That's extremely cool.
So the woman on the right is Chelsea, and she did all the social media for the last 3 or 4 months for the event, and it was really well done.
Yeah.
She saved me.
That's interesting. Wow.
And they're smart.
And I have to guess or ask this. That acronym was not an accident, I'm sure.
Which one?
Shredded Sister.
Shredded. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I like
and
that.
There's Annette that we saw her picture earlier in the snow.
That's the ski instructor now.
Yes,
right?
the lady who's in blue. So that's Annette.
Cool.
And she just has a wonderful group and great energy, and she's growing. Her group is growing.
She reminds me of Maya. I mean, just like the whole look and the whole energy, you can just kind of see that sort of thing going on there. I love it.
Rock star hair.
Yeah, that's it. I love it. Rock star.
Oh boy, guys.
That's pretty cool.
And here we are again at the event in October, and up front in the foreground are my friends from Alpental Snoqualmie Summit, where I teach, and I always make sure that I can invite them so that they can recruit people to teach. But they were there just telling everybody about the summit and signing them up for classes or recruiting them to teach or work.
Yeah.
And anyway, and the venue that I've done this event at is just amazing. And what you'll see in the ceiling is a artistic representation of I think it's the underwater topography that is translated into those different hanging levels of wood.
Wow.
Yeah,
Underwater topography. I
don't know if that's what it's called, but you know what I mean, right?
I do know. Yeah. The implication sort of, and you wouldn't think about something like that, but I love it.
That's what it is. This October and last May, one of our key sponsors, besides myself and Powder Poobah, is Mad Hippie. And Mad Hippie is their warehouse is based in Portland, Oregon. So they've been able to come up and attend the last 2 events, and they've brought skincare products and samples and tote bags and those little bags. And so here's a gal talking about Mad Hippie, and they actually do really great work in the community, supporting all kinds of different events, many for women only, but they do a lot of support. And having them in Seattle was great because they already had a connection with several of the groups, and then were able to meet more. And they're just doing a lot of grassroots connecting with customers.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Very cool.
Some really extraordinary people here that are part of. I didn't realize that was the last one.
There we go.
Yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
Well, at least and there are a lot of extraordinary women there that you have within this group, this organization. I think it's very, very cool, these events.
I feel like we in Brazil need to learn so much from you girls, because you girls are doing so much for the community, for the outdoor community. So that's so cool. That's so cool. I wish we could do all those events here like you girls are doing there. That's something else. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you do. You just find the groups and invite
and
make it happen, right?
What kind of choices, or what kind of changes, rather, not choices, changes do you foresee in the near future, or if any? I mean, anything you'd like to say, next year we'd like to do this or add this to it, or anything like that.
Yeah, for Wendy.
Yes, for Wendy. That's right.
Yeah, for Wendy. Wendy needs a couple key sponsors so that Wendy can be in a larger.
We could use that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So that Wendy can be in a larger space. the breakouts that, I just really want the breakout sessions and the speaker panel to be a little bit bigger. It would be great to share the opportunity with some sponsors who might get on board with that. But, we've also talked about doing this in other locations. Like, I could probably easily set it up in Denver area. That would be more logistical adventures.
Are you thinking about doing in Brazil anytime?
There you go.
We are here to make it happen. No, but no kidding. If you girls want to make like a Brazilian outdoor trip, we are here to make it happen with you.
And I'm
not kidding.
And I know that we would love to do a remote broadcast while you're there.
Oh, it'd be a huge collab. I could connect you with Severia from Adventure Us Women.
We should do that. We should absolutely do that. And now I have to warn you, a lot of people say, yeah, we should do this. We should do this. And tell her, Maya, when I say, okay, yeah, we'll come down to Brazil, do an episode. I mean it. And we were there, were we not? Yeah. And that's fact how we were.
That was a great show.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. She watched the whole thing, Maya.
He did.
Oh, really? That's so cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys walking down the road at the end after you were done. All of it.
So you saw Marielle there. Well, Marielle.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because she was right next to us there when walking. So.
Yeah, yes. That's true. She was there. It actually was the first time you guys met as well, right?
It absolutely
was. It was our first everyone's meeting.
Yep, that was our first. And now she's here. She's here with me now. So that's pretty cool.
Yes. And no, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're up, man. I was gonna throw something in there, but I'll wait. Go ahead. You ask her.
Okay. Mm-hmm. No, I'm just wondering where can people follow you online and know more and see more about the wonderful things you are doing?
The website is easy. The website is womensoutdoorconnection.com, and same name on Instagram, same name on Facebook, and those links are on the website. In January, I almost forgot. In January, I'm hosting the Women's Outdoor Film Festival. It's called No Man's Land Film Festival. They're based in Colorado. I'm so excited. It's 6 films. It's like an hour and 45-minute program. I mean, the name alone is amazing, right? It's a nonprofit and it's a cool group. And so I'm really excited to do that. But anyway, that'll be on the website. Cool. Yeah, that'll be in Seattle and Kirkland. But the Film Fest, they've got different locations all over the United States where they're showing.
Yeah, that's very cool. That is awesome. You guys got all kinds of cool stuff going. I love that. That.
Right?
That's why we want to do this episode, because she's that cool and she's got that cool a program going on. Absolutely. All right.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I want to live there and do all those stuff as well. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. You girls are rocking.
Well, we can take this show on the road again, and because we'll definitely, those guys come down to Brazil. That's cool. Or whatever. Maya, we can get you here too. Just
I go up there, you guys come down here.
Yeah. Even exchange. There you go. You got another 2 shows in 1 year, Andrea. Can you handle that? All that? That's a lot.
Yeah. Well, we're
ready. We're ready. We've already packed. While we were doing this, I've already been packing. So yeah. We got some guys. We're first, time back on the air here in, I don't know how many months. We didn't have a wonderful math program where I went to school, but since April, the end of April, I'm going to go with 6 months. Does that sound about right? Somewhere in there, maybe 7 months. And so we've got some comments from some of our friends who followed us before and used to watch us. So here we go. Hello.
I'm so happy to see you guys again. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, that's so cool. Hey, y'all. That's our buddies, the Johnny and Colleen.
Yeah, we miss you guys too.
Same.
And it was a great show.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice to see you. Weekend Warrior.
Yeah.
That's me.
Why does that look familiar? I'm like, yes. I go, wait, that's Weekend Warrior. I love it. The Weekend Warrior.
Yes, I'm so happy to see those people here watching again. Yeah. And it was so nice to meet those people who are making those comments in person in Cornucopia. So that's so cool.
Absolutely nice to have them tune in. We appreciate you guys doing that. So when we hope you'll continue to do that. Well, listen, Andrea, we want to thank you and also Liz, for being our guests here this evening. It was an absolute pleasure having both of you on the show and sharing, this amazing organization, this amazing event that you call Wendy. With us. I think that's amazing too. So I don't know, amazing, but it is very cool. I need
to give her a name tag, but thank you. It's a great opportunity to do this. And I really appreciate Liz helping me meet you, CW, and Maya. So let's just talk Brazil, but thank you. It's been fun.
Yes, thank you very much. It was such a pleasure. And thank you very much for make all those things happen for the community, mainly for the women community. And yes, congrats for all those things you are doing. That's amazing. It's really nice to have you here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, be sure to tune in for next episode, because we're not doing weekly anymore. That's just been ingrained. Next episode, GKA Kitesurf World Championships Brazil with our guest, Mina Erickson. Along with Maya Marzaki, this is CW Gets saying thanks for tuning in to Outdoors People. See you next time.
Ciao.
Bye.